As the sun sets between narrow alleys, a lone figure walks, silent, cold, almost ethereal. This is the white-haired boy who effortlessly demolished Sheol in the previous chapter. But this time, a new presence steps onto the stage, the legendary trainer, K. He watches the boy with eyes sharpened by instinct and obsession. K is a man who trusts nothing more than his gut, and right now, it screams that this boy, this emotionless shell, might be the greatest boxer he's ever seen. Nearby, a bunch of delinquents complain that the boy doesn't even greet his elders, calling him rude. But their chatter is cut short when K steps forward, fists clenched. He's not here for greetings. He's here to test his instincts. Suddenly, he launches a devastating punch straight at the boy's face. Nothing. The boy doesn't flinch. Another punch full force. Still nothing. His gaze remains vacant, detached. His reaction isn't human. It's absent. K is shaken. He's fought champions, maniacs, warriors, yet this boy is different. No fight, no fire, no ego, just silence. A void in human form. Still, K asks, "Do you want to learn boxing?" And the boy, deadpan, replies, "Like, is it fun? Hitting people, is it fun?" K grins. Oh, he likes this one. What follows is a monologue soaked in both philosophy and violence. K rants about humanity's obsession with asserting dominance, with proving worth through fists. In his eyes, boxing is life itself. "We hit people because hitting them is fun," he proclaims. But the boy, still unfazed, still cold. Then K throws him a challenge. "1 month from now, come to me." He demonstrates a simple 1-2 combo, his voice booming. That's what it means to live. But the boy simply walks away. Later at school, we glimpse the twisted social food chain. Students bet money on who can humiliate others the best. A blonde boy is forced to be a human chair. Everything's a game of power, exactly what K talked about. Suddenly, we're introduced to an old face, Baek-san. Messy white hair, cocky grin, and the kind of presence that turns heads. He casually mentions he's been going to a boxing gym, and the others scoff until he boldly declares, "If you're a man, shouldn't you aim to be the world's strongest?" His classmates laugh, but there's a glimmer in their eyes that says, maybe, just maybe, this guy's serious. There are weak and strong people in this world. These words set the tone as we zoom into a high school classroom, where a line is metaphorically and visually drawn between the weak and the strong. In the center of this contrast sits Yu, the emotionless boy with black hair and sunken eyes. Next to him is In-jae, a timid and awkward student with glasses, constantly shrinking into himself. Across the room, a loud, brash student In-jae's polar opposite laughs obnoxiously. He's one of the strong ones commanding attention, backed by a gang of delinquents. These bullies are clearly atop the food chain in this school. Despite the looming threat, In-jae tries to be kind. He warns them not to mess with Yu, reminding them of the time they were beaten up by Master. The gang brushes it off with mockery, brushing In-jae aside and inviting him to lunch outside. During lunch, they eat ramen and joke around. "King Top is the best lunch," one declares. In-jae tries to laugh along, but his nerves betray him. When they notice his ramen lacks toppings, they jokingly yet cruelly start throwing random junk into his bowl. Candy, pickles, and other nonsense. They laugh as he eats it hesitantly. His eyes say it all. He's trying to endure it, to fit in. But their mockery stings. Later, In-jae rushes to the sink, gagging, trying not to vomit. He's humiliated, and their laughter echoes in his mind. Back on the school stairs, In-jae sits next to Yu during PE. While the others play soccer, the two boys engage in quiet conversation. Yu, ever blank-faced, barely responds. In-jae awkwardly tries to connect, asking about his goals and future. Yu simply says, "Not really." In-jae shares that he wants to be like his dad, someone strong and reliable. Then, trying to lighten the mood, he invites Yu over to play a new video game he bought. "I've always wanted to get to know you better," he says, smiling sincerely. But someone's watching. The same white-haired bully glares from afar, eyes flaring with jealousy and rage. Just as In-jae is talking, a soccer ball is suddenly launched toward him. In a flash, Yu deflects it with a swift punch, so fast it leaves everyone stunned. He returns to sitting quietly as if nothing happened, but that act protecting In-jae becomes the tipping point. The white-haired bully approaches. His eyes are bloodshot, his body tense. He marches toward them, and without hesitation slaps Yu right in the face. Hard. In-jae stands frozen in fear. The bully leans in, gripping Yu's head, and hisses, "It was just a prank. You should laugh, right?" Yu stares back blankly, but then he speaks. "If you do that again, I'm going to kill you." The atmosphere freezes. In-jae is visibly shaken. No one says a word. As school ends, In-jae nervously declines walking home with Yu. "I've got something to do at home," he lies. The truth? He's afraid. Back in his room, In-jae thinks about how badly he wanted to be Yu's friend, how much he wanted to be brave. But when it mattered most, he trembled. He flashes back to the bully's towering figure, the intimidation, the pressure. He clenches his fists, teeth gritted. But in the end, all he can do is call himself a moron. Standing in the darkness, alone, he mutters, "I'm a moron." It's another quiet night. A young boy lies in bed, eyes wide open, staring blankly toward the glowing moonlight filtering through the window. The pounding of his heart echoes into the silence. Fear, anxiety, maybe anticipation. It's all a blur. Suddenly, we shift to the streets. A student in uniform walks up a stairwell under the starry sky. It's the cold, emotionless boy from earlier, the one with the bangs covering his eyes. He's greeted by a grinning figure already waiting at the top. Ryu Baek-san, white-haired, loud, and obnoxiously cocky. "You should have come quickly if school ended," Ryu says casually. "Come up here." He's been waiting, but not out of concern. There's something sinister in the air. Ryu mocks that he got the boy's address from their homeroom teacher, then invites him to chat. Before the boy can reply, Ryu's foot connects with his stomach, sending him flying. "Hey, you know how to fight?" Ryu grabs him by the collar, flashing a maniacal smile. "You seem good. Want to have a match right here?" He slams the boy into the pavement without warning. No response. Ryu's frustration grows. "Give me some kind of reaction, you bastard!" Still, nothing. Ryu scoffs and presses down with one hand on the boy's head. "Just think your life's gonna be messed up from now on." Then the demand? "Bring 150,000 won tomorrow, if you don't want to die." He spits out a final insult, calls the boy a fucker, and walks away. What a waste of time! The boy, beaten and trembling, sits alone in the middle of the street, like a broken statue under flickering streetlights. But Ryu's night isn't over. As he strolls, a group of guys appears, led by a massive man. "Ryu Baek-san? They're not here for small talk." 1 second later, boom! Ryu lands a devastating punch that sends the big guy flying through the air like a rag doll. He crashes to the ground with a thunderous thud. Ryu turns to the rest of them with a demonic grin. "Hello?" They freeze. This bastard! Ooh, ah! They rush in. Ryu dismantles them effortlessly. Blood, broken bones, screams. He grabs one of them, who's now hyperventilating in terror. "Yes, that's the face. It's this expression I like." The guy begs for mercy. Sorry, it's my fault. I won't do it again." Screams fill the alleyway. Later, under the moonlight, Ryu stands alone amid a sea of unconscious bodies. His white hair almost glows against the night sky. Not a single scratch on him. His expression? Blank. Elsewhere, the blonde-haired boy with green eyes, the one who watched the sky earlier, lies awake, staring at the same moon, unmoving, observing. We cut to a small, nearly empty room. The black-haired boy, the one Ryu beat earlier, sits alone on a thin mattress. A cat sleeps peacefully on his lap. His expression is unreadable, until slowly, quietly, something shifts. The screen fades to black. We see one single eye, trembling, empty, dark, yet boiling deep inside. Inside a cramped storage room filled with mats and gym equipment, a group of bullies surrounds a beaten student. One of them mocks the victim, pretending to critique his posture. "Oh, the waist!" Laughter and intimidation fill the room, until suddenly, the door slams open. "Stop it!" NJ bursts in, fists clenched and eyes wide behind his glasses. The room goes silent. The bullies stare, confused. NJ's voice had actually come out. He spoke up. Shocked by his own courage, NJ panics internally. I spoke. What am I doing?" His heart pounds like a war drum. "This is real. I'm gonna fight. But why did I speak?" Anxiety swirls. "I should apologize. I'm scared. I want to run. But then no, I can't turn back." His trembling fists tighten. One foot steps forward. "Snap out of it. I made up my mind." NJ recalls practicing countless imaginary fight scenes in his head. He's played the role of the hero over and over again. And now it's time to act. "For this moment," he declares silently, stepping forward with determination, fists raised. The bullies jeer at him. "This fool looks like he's gonna fight," one laughs. But one of them flinches. The same one who always mocked NJ. A flashback plays in NJ's mind. His coach's calm voice teaching him basic boxing technique. "Relax your shoulders. Feet shoulder width apart. Jab with the left. Turn your waist. Straight punch." He mimics the movements. "Step and jab." The bully's eyes widen. Then NJ follows through. "Straight!" His right hand crashes into the bully's face. The impact is real. Blood splatters. Shock fills the room. The bully staggers. "Quack!" NJ blinks in disbelief. I did it. My punch went through." He sees the blood on the bully's palm. He actually hurt him. The others gawk. The former aggressor trembles. NJ slides 1 foot forward again. This time, the bully flinches. He's scared. NJ finally shouts, "I'm not scared of you anymore!" The room holds its breath. But then, a cold voice cuts through the tension. The spiky-haired leader steps in front of the beaten student and tells his thug, "Move, if you don't want to die." The lackey gulps and steps aside. A smirk spreads across the leader's face. "Injay, so you learned boxing and came, huh?" he says casually, like this is all just entertainment. Injay's fists tremble again, but he stands his ground. Thump thump. His heartbeat echoes in his head. The others murmur nervously. "Wow, the final boss appeared so quickly," one mutters. Another curses under his breath. Now it's just the two of them, Injay versus the monster. The leader grins, eyes burning with bloodthirst. "Should we test you out?" Their stances tighten. The distance between them shrinks. Final panels, close-ups on determined eyes. A calm before the storm. This is the real fight now. This is the end of the video. If you guys want to see the next part, then don't forget to subscribe and like the video.